Hey guys, this is my review of Halo Fall of Reach Bootcamp. You chose this to be reviewed first. I got loads of comments about which one to do, but the next one will be up like tomorrow anyway, so it doesn't really matter that much. But yeah, I read this one first. Actually amazing. Definitely a recommendation to buy. Really loved it. There are a few things that have been changed from the book, Fall of Reach, which I'll show you, but let's just have a look first at it. Got a nice sort of blurb there, just tells you a little bit about what happens. The images are really, really nice, really good quality. There's a bit of information there. Here, first proper page, that's the Master Chief. That's him when he was young. You see his face quite a lot. There's a good shot of his face, look. So yeah, I mean, it's really, really well drawn. It doesn't take very long to read. It took me about maybe half an hour. Really, really good images. So yeah, the first bit, this is about Colonel Watts, I believe. I think that's his name. Can't remember. That is terrible. Just read it and I can't even remember. But yeah, you can see it looks really, really good, really well drawn. This bit is the first bit that I noticed had been changed. This is when Captain Keyes wakes up from his cryopod. For one thing, he's clothed. Another thing is that Halsey isn't with him. She is actually she's in the cockpit already. In the actual book, she woke him up and they were both naked. It's like, whoa, weird way to wake up. Anyway, yeah, well drawn. So, yeah, good book. It's not very long. It skips out quite a bit of the, well, some of the important stuff actually. But I mean, if you really did want to read The Fall of Reach, then you should have just read the book. This is just an extra bit, for sort of the visualization of it, which is nice. Because if I went back to read Reach now, I'd sort of have a better image in my head of who the characters were, what they looked like. This bit was awesome, I thought. This is when Deja's talking about the Spartans at Thermopylae. I mean, it looks a lot like the film 300. I know it's going to, but I mean, it looks like, especially that bit there, that could have been like an actual still image from the film. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, well drawn, good story, interesting, a bit expensive. I think I paid about £12 for it, and considering it takes only a little bit of time to read. There's another image of the Master Chief there, when he was about, I think, 14. Can't remember off the top of my head. So there's quite a lot of images of him actually. That's another one. Two more. There's just loads of pictures of him. Yeah, it's a good story. Well drawn, well written. Really, really good actually. Definitely recommend it for every Halo fan. Just skip right to the back, shall we? Get some more. This is the bit where they're getting Colonel Watts. I think it's Colonel Watts. We'll call him Colonel Watts for now. Yes, it's Colonel Watts. It says right there. Autofocus. Yeah. Colonel Watts. So yeah, definitely recommend going and reading it. If you haven't read Fall of Reach yet, go and read that first, because this isn't enough to bring you up to speed. If you just read this, you'd have no idea really what you're on about. But this is good for anyone who's read Fall of Reach. Well, it's good for any Halo fan in general. Not very long, but it's not going to be. It's obviously a graphic novel. So, yeah, there we go. That's an awesome image as well. and then continued in Halo Fall of Reach Covenant, which I already have. So I'll be doing a review of that soon as well. Oh, this is pretty cool. This is a making of section, making the Fall of Reach. This is like when they're making the comic. They're talking about, well, it's an interview with the artists and everyone who worked on it, Frank O'Connor, loads of people. So yeah, that's a really nice feature. There's this as well, which is sort of the stages of development. So we've got the pencil drawings, the ink bits, and then when they've added the full colour. And they can actually change quite a bit. I mean, here you can see quite a big change between the two images. So that's quite cool. We've got a couple more images here. The Chief, ink drawing, front cover, that's half the Chief's face again. Then we've got the other books in the range. And then throughout this you've got sort of these blackened out stencil images which are quite faint and hard to see, but they look really cool. There's a few of them in there. Then we have the back blurb. There's the Chief again, just beating up some other kid. Very nice Chief, good boy. No, you're a terrible child, beating up innocent children like that. Yeah, just go and kill some aliens, Chief. Go and kill some aliens now. So, a bit of information about the creators, and there's the blurb in the background, and just who all the copyright belongs to, which is effectively Microsoft and 343 Industries. So yeah, all the content in this video basically belongs to them, you know. So yeah, good book though. I mean, the images are amazing, so definitely go and get it. I think it's on Amazon now for about £10 new. It's obviously hardback, which is quite nice, and you get the extra sections as well. I'm just waiting on the hardbacks because I prefer the look of them. I much prefer a hardback, really. So yeah, there we go. Halo Fall of Reach Bootcamp. So, hope you enjoyed watching. Make sure to subscribe, like the video, leave a comment. The next ones I'm going to be reviewing, well, it's basically a choice between the sequel to this, so Covenant, and the Halo Combat Evolved graphic novel. It'll probably be the Halo Combat Evolved graphic novel, actually. Yeah, in fact it will. But I've got all of the graphic novels, so I've got Helljumper, Covenant, Bloodlines, so tell me which one you want me to read most. And the one with the most comments will be the next one I do. So thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye guys.